Hey, wanna see a really cool 3D ornament? If the answer is yes, so keep watching this video. Hi, I am Veronica and my channel is all about decoupage. I love to make different kinds of ornaments with decoupage. And in this video today, I'm gonna show you how I made a cute 3D doggy ornament, and for this I have chosen a plastic medallion. I draw a circle around my medallion and then I cut it out with my electric plastic knife. Of course, you can use an X-Acto knife as well. Of course, be careful when you are cutting it because the electric knife gets really hot. So I slowly cut out a circle in my ornament and then I took the middle part out from the ornament and I throw it out because of course I don't need it. And then I clean it up the edges a little bit, but technically I didn't have to do it because I'm gonna put later on some clay on it, but I decided to do it anyway. After that, I painted the inside of my ornament with white paint and I painted it twice. Let it dry, of course, between each layer. Then it was time to decorate it, so I chose my rice paper, which I had custom printed. I got the images from Etsy and then I had it printed out here in Slovakia. So I chose 2 images to go on my ornament and I cut it out with my water pen. As many of you know, I don't cut up my images with scissors. I don't like sharp edges. So after I chosen my images, I tear up my rice paper in few places for better placement on the ornament. Then I applied a little bit of decoupage glue inside my ornament. And then I was making sure my rice paper image is straight. And then I went ahead and glued it with more decoupage glue. Of course, you can use a Mod Podge as well. Just make sure there is no excess because that one will dry out white, not clear. The same process I did on the other side. So firstly I painted it with white paint twice and then I applied a little bit of decoupage glue onto the ornament itself. Then I tear up my rice paper and then I glued it on with more decoupage glue, and of course again Mod Podge is your glue as well to go for. Then let the whole thing dry. The next step was to paint around my ornament, actually paint around my rice paper. So I am choosing these acrylic paints. Of course you can use paints that will fit your images, and as you can see I even go for inside the rice paper for better blending. This is the way I like to do it because sometimes I cannot find the same shades of paint which are on the rice paper itself. And by the way, all materials I use will be listed in description box below. So after watching this video, don't forget to check it out. Just make sure I am in Slovakia, Europe, so most of my links will be European based. So the next step was to me to add some colorful dots onto my ornament, and then I went ahead and painted the other side of my ornament as well. And here again, as you can see, I am going inside my rice paper as well. I just like the way it blends better when I do that. And of course, I am not a painter, so I am trying my best to blend my images. So I kind of like it, right? And again, I am applying some color dots on my ornament. All that you need for this is some brush, water and paint. As you can see, I'm covering my image so the colorful dots don't go on my image itself. After everything was dry, it was time for my trusty decoupage glue with glitter. So I am sealing it with that as well. Of course, this step is fully optional and you don't have to do it, but I like to put a little bit of shimmer on my ornaments. And after that is dry, it was time to really seal my ornaments, and I am using pouring glaze for this. Of course, you can use varnish as well, and I applied 4 to maybe 5 even layers for nice shining, and let it dry between each layer. And then it was time to decorate my ornament, and for this I'm using some air drying clay, some molds, and of course my trusted express glue from Pentart, because I think with this glue it's the best way to glue my air drying clay onto my ornaments. So this is the molds I am using, and I am applying it on the side of my ornament and of course on the opening of my ornament as well. Of course, with this kind of air drying clay, just make sure you are gluing it when it's still wet, otherwise it will break. Around my 3D ornament, I decided to put some flowers because flowers were also on my rice paper with the pitties on it. So I decided to put some different kind of flowers and some balls, and I think I even put a bone here and there on it with air drying clay, and everything was glued with express glue from Pentart. I even put a nice saying onto my ornament, so I just roll out some clay, press a stamp into it, and then cut up my saying with some cookie cutter. After it was dry, I painted my clay part. So these are the acrylic paints I used. I also wiped off with wet towel any excess of the paint to give it a nice shabby chic rustic look. If you have any question after watching this video, just let me know and I will be more than happy to answer any question you might have, or maybe even tell me what kind of 3D ornament you would make, or even if you would try to make one. I really would love to know. With the same mold and some clay, I made some flowers and some bones for my 3D ornament, and after everything was dry, it was time to paint it again as well. And of course, I am wiping off again any excess of the paint with wet towel, since this is an ornament for my very great friend Amber from this Southern Girl can. The name of the bone is Odin, to remember her beloved Pitbull that passed away. So I wrote his name onto the bone, onto the large bone. Then after everything was painted, I let it dry, of course. After my clay parts were dry, it was time to seal them. For this I'm using matte varnish. The varnish is water-based. Of course you can use glossy one as well. And after I decided my ornament needs something a little bit more, so I am using 3D glue pen and I am applying it here and there onto my clay parts. This glue, you let it dry until it becomes transparent, and then we're gonna use some metallic foil on it. This is the metallic flakes I used after my glue became transparent, and I am cleaning off any excess with dry brush. And of course I am putting it into a container, because after I am done, every excess I can put back into my container and use it another time. And now it was time to glue my pieces inside my ornament. So for this I am using heavy body gel and I am applying it on some pieces of styrofoam, and then I let it all dry. And after everything was dry on one side, I glued it inside my ornament with the same heavy body gel and let my ornament dry. And here it is, all finished, my Odin 3D ornament. Let me know in the comments if you like this kind of 3D ornaments. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any questions, again, let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. If you like it, please do subscribe to my channel. Please do give me a nice comment and a thumbs up. If you have any ideas what you want to see me do next, also let me know. Until next time, bye.